Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting us here today. I'm representing the company NANOVATION. NANOVATION is a French startup company founded in 2001. We're based in the Saclay region, which is far away, on the south side of Paris. And what we do, a little bit different from the presentations up to now, is we make a material. It's flying away. I don't think I'm pressing the button anyway. We buy, or we're given a substrate, and we do make a coating on it, a coating of zinc oxide. And we do this as either thin film, smooth coating, or a nanostructured, very rough surface. And that coating adds functionality, and it adds value. A zinc oxide is a very versatile material, so it can be used in lots of different applications. Very briefly, it's a very high piezoelectric coefficient, so that means it can be used as a detector and actuator. It can be very transparent, and it can also be very conductive or very insulating, depending on how you dope it. It's got what they call a wide band gap, which means that it can emit and detect ultraviolet light, which is quite useful for pollution treatment. And very nice for us, in fact, is there's no shortage of zinc or oxygen, so we don't have a problem with that, and that relates to cost. It's also very good because zinc oxide is considered a biocompatible material. So it's authorized for use in pharmaceutical and even in food products. So you have it in baby powder, sun creams, and vitamin pills. I ate some this morning, in fact. So that's very nice. You know, if you work with solar panels, you might think they're a kind of green product. But if you have to make them, you realize it's very toxic products you're working with. And in 2010, a market study came out for the zinc oxide electronics perspectives, an independent American, wow, what's happening? I don't think I'm touching it. Independent American cabinet. And what they predicted is that the zinc oxide market is going to grow exponentially over the next few years. There are already some established mature electronics applications, but over the next few years, the market's going to grow to over $2.3 billion. And the main applications that are going to drive that are new ones. 65% of that market will be new applications, mainly LEDs, photovoltaics, displays, and sensors. Now, quite amazingly, in that study, they identified 12 actors in the world who they think are the leading players, and we're one of the 12. Now, that's a great thing. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do because we're a tiny company right now, but if you notice, we're between LG and Samsung, which is quite flattering. Also, what's quite flattering is we're the only company in the European Union, and that's quite terrifying in a way. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing that they're still in there. And it's also a great thing because without CFI or the CRIT, who have supported us right from the beginning, we definitely wouldn't be on that list. So there's a chance for Europe in this market because of the CFI. Now, NANOVATION originally focused only on LEDs because it's difficult for a startup to work on many applications. But over the years, we've been drawn, literally pulled by the market forces to work on different applications. So solar cells, lasers, transistors, devices for mobile phones, in particular nanostructures. And I wanted to say a quick word on nanostructures because we've been talking today as if it's the enemy. In fact, nanostructures are not one thing. In particular thing I'd like to note is loose nanoparticles are very different from nanostructured surfaces. So we really don't want to work with loose nanoparticles because the jury is still out in many cases on the impact. But as far as rough surfaces go, I don't think there's that much danger for the moment, at least anyway. And even though that seems quite a diverse group of applications, there is a common theme. What we're working on is energy applications. We're converting energy from one form to another, from optical, electrical, optical, movement to electrical. And our role is really to improve the efficiency. And we want to do that in a greener way as possible because that's the way we like to think about things, that's our values, but also because it costs less. If you work with toxic elements, it's a lot of money. And we're looking for partners to work with us on the technology. In particular, we don't make the devices. So it looks like we're making solar cells and LEDs, but actually we only make the active materials. So we need partners who are actually involved with the device manufacturing. We also need investors, and we're looking to do that in commercial contracts and research programs, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you.